Look at my sky now. It was clear earlier today, and the jet's been out spraying chemtrails all day. I noticed it earlier in the day, about 3 miles down the road, 3 miles north of here, and they've just been doing it all day, and they're still spraying. There are currently 6 jets in the air right now. We got to find out what's going on, people.
We're playing with HAARP is one thing. We're doing these weather wars. The chemtrails have just been atrocious. And they're saying they're doing weather modification with these chemtrails, but the chemicals that they're using are so toxic and carcinogenic that, to me, it makes no sense whatsoever why you'd be spraying things of this nature when they could be doing other things up there to create those cloud formations.
Yeah.
And they're using barium and strontium and aluminum, and all that stuff is just there to dumb you down and collapse your immune system and, keep you sick and ill and lethargic and not wanting to awaken, basically. So, so there's so much more.
Do you think that also that a potential factor why, the powers that be are running these kinds of programs and projects right now is because they potentially themselves might be aware of the process of change that the Earth and hopefully then humanity is going through as well, and this is an effort to actually try to thwart that a little bit, try to prevent that from actually happening.
Yeah, there's more than one scenario playing out here, and definitely they are doing all they can to stop the awakening and healing process. Because, there's an old saying, an awakened God is very hard to handle. You can't control and manipulate them, because they know what you're up to. And so they want to keep everybody poor, stupid, dumbed down, uneducated, and they just want you basically as a labor force. And they've actually stated that, openly. They believe that they are the chosen ones, and you're just cattle to them, basically. Your children, your family, everything just absolutely mean nothing to them if it's in the way of their need for control and profit, basically. But that group is doing their thing. You've got all of this crazy, scientists, bot scientists, participating in this program, which is basically it's suicidal. They're committing their own suicide. But as long as that check comes, they don't really care, and so, they're going to do whatever their paycheck demands and participate in their own demise. It's pretty crazy, it's an insane program, but these guys are definitely insane. I mean, they've lost all ability to reason and logic, and, they think they're above karma, and they think they're separate from everybody else, and they're just nuts,
Well, that would explain it more. That's a more rational and logical approach. I mean, to have that outlook, because nothing else makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wouldn't understand why, just as you say, James, if these programs are running and if the environmental impact is as bad as we hear about, then they are also doing it to themselves, unless they have another kind of technology perhaps, or something else that we don't know about, which makes them immune or more receptive to some of this stuff. That's a speculation, obviously, on my part as well, but something is definitely going on, and people are obviously getting more and more sick around us, and I think that an accumulation of many of these different things, tying in chemtrails with bad foods to chemicals around us, etc., etc.
Oh yeah.
That is, if we put all those things together, that is, in effect, a kind of a depopulation program, if you will, because people are getting sick and they're dying because of it. Horrendous,
Oh, it's a total assault on humanity. And if you get into the mindset of some of these people, and I've met some of these people and read them, and I can tell what they think, but they actually think they're bulletproof. They think they're they're invulnerable to all this. They're so arrogant, and they're so separate. They can't even see what they're doing to the whole and how that's going to affect them. They're just so wrapped up in their own ego and their own power structures and their own greed, and it's just unbelievable. But and some of them have they have the antidotes to the diseases, the manufactured flus and viruses and things like that. So they have the antidotes to that stuff, and so they're not really concerned about that end of it. But the bottom line is that when you crap in your nest, you're living in crap. That's
right. Yeah.
To be blunt about it, I mean that's basically what's going on. Why would any right-thinking person want to mess in their own nest